Well, I haven't watched the video that is circulating where I'm told 𝐒𝐄𝐋𝐅 is making claims that his political party, 𝐒𝐓𝐿, is feared by the authorities of the country to the point that they do not take serious the rest of the political formations in the country. Well, if there is something to that effect which Mr. Makhanya might have pronounced, I think he was fantasizing, because His Majesty, at the height of the political reforms which were being canvassed in this country in 1993, 1991, to the period leading to 1993 general elections, he appointed the President of 𝐒𝐒𝐿, Mr. Mario Masuku, to participate in the Constitutional Review Commission at the time, which was chaired by Prince Mangaliso the late. Because in the view of the King, it was necessary and important that all the Maswati should be heard and be given the latitude to be heard on what package of political reforms they were canvassing for at that particular time and going to this later part of the history of the country. Instead of 𝐒𝐒𝐿 seizing that opportunity and participating, they did of course what they know best and what they've always done, which is to bolt away from forums where they would rightfully influence the outcomes of the direction of the deliberations and the decisions of the political reforms which they stood for at the time. That is, of course, even when they had enough support on the ground. So for him to come now in this so-called video and declare that their political formation is the only one that is feared by the authorities of the country is actually a misinformation. He is misleading his viewers. He is misleading 𝐒𝐒𝐿 Maswati and the other people who are following that social network. Inkosi ayisabi muntu ngoba inkosi yebantu bonke, inkosi yeMaswati onke, noma aphethe imibono lehlukene. Those diverse political views cannot amount to scare the King for any reason whatsoever. So this is part of 𝐒𝐒𝐿 and Mr. Mlungisi's resuscitating their so-called struggle, which obviously, because of their recklessness and their carelessness, the violence they had adopted of late to project their political views have backfired. The Maswati don't want to be part and parcel of something that will jeopardize their opportunity to chart a future political dispensation of this country in a peaceful and acceptable manner. They don't want a polluted and polarized environment where people will be coerced, people will be intimidated through fear of arson attacks and many other forms of violence into buying into a political agenda which they were not convinced at or are not convinced will take this country forward. So what Mlungisi is saying, if he did, as government will reject it outright. It has got no basis for truth, and the Maswati should not be taken for a ride by people who claim so many things at one given time. We thought he was still recuperating from his situation, and all of a sudden he is now on the road again perpetrating mis and disinformation, because that is what it is. I thank you for the opportunity to respond briefly as I have. Thank you.